everybody. Hi, this is Joan Maynard. We are here at Positively Driven and we're speaking to Mr. Karim. He's the owner of KM Services.
Yes, KM Services. You have it right. You have it right.
This is like a landscaping big deal in St. Kitts kind of thing, right?
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yes. See how excited Mr. Karim look?
You want to take out that, eh?
So we'll be interviewing him, just asking some like 1 to 10 questions depending on how long it has to go about KM Services, how it began, his story, everything that it entails. So the first question I have for you is how old is it?
It's 18 years at February the 12th.
Wow.
So we just celebrating 18 years.
Wow, that is a long time.
Yes, it is. It is. It is. We actually started back then in Molyneux. This is actually just 6-7 years old. This establishment that you're at.
Okay.
But the main one is at Molyneux that started.
7 years old, you don't like take over the whole place?
Yes, we're into the space right here.
Oh wow, oh wow.
Yes.
Okay, my second question. What were your childhood experiences that motivated you to start it?
Well, my childhood experience was just that I was very busy. My mother used to always keep me off the bike and all that stuff. I usually love bikes. But as I grew up into maturity, I realized that there's not a future for me in bikes. I love to fix bike. I love to do everything with bike. So what I did, I started going into carpentry. My father was original a carpenter, so I guess that what led me to be that. I went into carpentry, and I love carpentry. I still do. I used to build houses. I love cupboards. I love staircase and all kind of stuff. But one day, I was over by Horizon Villa at Frigate Bay, working there as a foreman, and I realized some white guys. So I would describe them that way, but that's how I remember picture them in my head. Some white guys came in and they put in some trees, they put in some irrigation, and they just blow my mind. I said, that's easy, I could do that. They don't have to be no white guy to do that. And when break time and lunchtime, I will stay over the window and I will just observe. When everybody playing domino and having fun, I'm over by the window having a piece of bread in my mouth and looking what they're doing. And then the days pass by, and after the days pass by, I start going down to them. So I start going down, mingle. First I observe from the back, and then I go closer and I say, what's that for? What's that for? And then my interest just grew. And then the construction in St. Kitts was always unstable. You work 6 months and you're off next 6 months. So it was something that I think that I could have done without any knowledge, but just what I saw.
Yeah.
And then the passion started. I started to realize the different type of flower, the different texture, the different color, and that drew my attention. I said, wow, that's nice. I could do that. I could do that. I used to have a guy who's still in business, and I used to be amazed sometimes because he started cutting my mother yard. And every time we need him to cut, we have to call him, we have to harass him. It's like we're begging him to cut. I said, no, this is not working, this is not working. So I went and I hired purchased a machine from a local company, Tennessee. And when I hired purchased the machine, I started mowing my own lawn. And then everybody loved how I mow my lawn, and everybody said, come on, man, come on, mow mine. And all the neighborhood and people start calling me.
And
that's how I started. Yeah.
Now my second question is, there must have been many challenges in every business beginning and coming up there is a lot of challenges. Can you share some with us? Some that stick out in your mind that you remember big.
One of the most challenging parts of the business is finance. Nobody in the banking institution or lending institution took me seriously. I had a dream that I would be a landscaper. I would be able to mow people's lawn, buy a pickup truck, get machines, and just start being big, not just the small little home yards. And because when I started the neighbor's premises, one of the neighbors told Mr. Kassav, Sam Kassav, about me, and I get all excited because Sam Kassav know me. Oh my, that was refreshing. I was on my peak, I'm going to Frigate Bay to work, but then I had a challenge. How would I get to Frigate Bay?
Exactly.
I'm a customer more in my neighborhood, and that was a great challenge. When I went to the bank, they didn't take me serious, and I was very disappointed. When they told me the negative part of it, I was disappointed, crushed and disappointed. My sister was going to St. Martin, and I gave her $50 to buy my first weed eater. $50 to buy my first weed eater. And that weed eater took my life because it was a little small machine, really small. And every day breakdown. Every time I finish the job, it breakdown. So I have to keep all night fixing and fixing and fixing. But what it did for me at that point is that it made me into a mechanic.
Yes, exactly. It's true. They teach you the
Yes,
trade of
teach
fixing
me
your
the
own
trade
stuff.
of fixing the old machines and all that stuff.
That's true.
So the challenge was a good challenge. I look at it now,
Yes.
back then it wasn't a good challenge because I couldn't afford a new machine. So every night when I finish, I have to fix this machine to start the next job, to do the same over and over again. It was
Wow.
difficult. It was hard. And those are the two challenges that I had to get over, meaning that although I bought other machines, I was still facing the same challenge because I didn't have the cash flow to buy the good equipment that I needed.
So you had to start one by one.
One by one. In fact, I ended up with 3 of the same type of machine because I had to interval the parts them to keep one going.
Okay.
So I ended up having 7, and then I ended up having 14, and then I just work out, I can't do this anymore. It's too much. It's too much, yeah. So those are the 2 basic hurdles. And then the worst part of it is that it is a fear that was within me. Can I really do this?
Exactly.
Can I really
know
go
what,
on?
I know what you mean.
After I was put down, it was a struggle. But I realized that people have to have a different mindset. And if they have a different mindset, they will see my dream. Because by that time, my dream didn't really start developing. I love it. Construction is not doing that motivation for me anymore because I have a new passion. Because my passion was construction, was carpentry, like build stuff. But after I found this new joy, I said, well, this is what I have to do. I have to get into it. And I started doing it, but the mindset of people was different. And it's hard to change people to believe in your dream.
Exactly, that's true.
You know,
That's
it's very difficult. And when I went to the bank, a second time, I wouldn't call the bank name, but when I went to the bank, the lady said, no, I was asking for $3,000, easy dollars.
$3,000 easy dollars.
And she said, how much money you have? I said, well, I only have $500. And she said, no, I can't give you $3,000. And she actually went on to answer her personal calls while I was sitting there.
Wow.
And that crushed me. And that's when I feel even more stronger that it's something right I'm doing. Because she sat there, she answered her personal call, she went to her computer, and I was like an outcast. I felt like an orphan being sitting there like I'm not important.
And it's like you just had to just prove to her.
That's right,
Exactly.
that's right,
That
that's
what
right.
you had in your mind was able to come to pass.
When I leave the office, I had energy, I had strength. It's like if anybody was downstairs and want me to move anything, I would have just moved it without any fear because I felt that this is what I have to do.
Exactly. And,
This is what
and
happened.
the whole thing about that, what you just said is that she didn't even say yes, but still that motivates you to move on.
I'm motivated because I realize it's a mindset of people. People not going to see the dream that you have. You
But
have
once your mindset changes,
once your mindset changes,
and you could see it doesn't really matter.
it doesn't matter. Because one of the motivation factors, yeah, you have to motivate yourself first. You cannot wait for people to motivate you. If you wait to that may never happen. That will never happen because your dream is not their dream. They don't care about that. Well, I spoke about the negative, but I also had some real positive. One of the persons who have influenced me, I had a great uncle. I think he was 96 years old. He died at 96 years old. But over the period of time, I was not coaching business because he wasn't a business person. In fact, he was a tractor driver. His name was Percy Keynes. He was a tractor driver. And many times, because he's living by himself and he's always separated from the whole world, I felt encouraged when I have to listen to his stories of the challenges, what they went through being at the age that they went through with the financial strain of working for a penny and don't have any bread to eat, only have bread food. So those stories, like,
Yes,
I was
you
like,
know those
wow,
stories well.
if they could do that, I could do what I'm doing.
Yes, it's
because
true.
the struggle is not as great as what he taught me.
It's true.
In fact, he didn't even know he was a mentor for me because it was just conversation we were having. I tell him what I'm doing. I tell him about my kids. I tell him about what's happening in my life, and he shared the same thing.
Yes.
He tell me about his life, his childhood, what he was doing, what he did to survive. What he owned a house after getting a penny a week, and he owned a land getting penny a week. So it's like he shared his story, but that implant in me that I could do better than what I'm doing. I don't have to stay in the situation that I am. I could rise, and I think I could say that he was one of my most strongest influence around my whole surrounding, because other people came with droppings.
Yes.
Like they tell you certain things that they don't know that they're encouraging you, but it's just something they said in a conversation, a short conversation by
That happens
passing,
quite a lot.
and you say, wow, you must have knew I was going through.
Yeah, and it sticks, you know.
And it sticks.
It sticks in the
It
brain.
sticks.
It sticks
It
in
sticks.
the
And
brain.
you just you replay when you need it. When you need it, you can pull it and you replay it and you say,
Yes.
remember he said this? Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't give up.
It sticks in the brain for sure. It really
Yes.
does. It
Yes.
really does. What are the commonalities when you look among the most successful persons in our society or Caribbean world? What the common traits that you could think about that comes to mind?
The challenges are the positive.
The positive.
Positive.
Let's
Okay,
look,
let's do
let's
the
look at
positive. The positive. You have to work hard,
Hard working.
hard working, and smart.
So it's hard working and
And smart.
smart working. So there's a difference between hard working and smart working. Okay, let's talk
I know
about that.
I know a big businessman before he died, and we crossed paths just by my business entrance, and he could afford to stay home. That's Mr. Kishu. I could say his name, Mr. Kishu, and we always cross paths right at his junction and my junction every morning because he goes to work early. And sometimes I used to pass him, and I would say, "Why Mr. Kishu have to go to work this early? It was 6:30, 6:15. I mean 6:30, 6:15, somewhere around there." And I used to wonder, this man don't have to do this. Why he's doing it? And I think if you need your business to keep on being successful, you have to be involved.
Exactly.
You have to put in the work, you have to put in the effort. And when I look at other business people who are they involve so much, you tend to wonder, well, dollars and cents just wouldn't just steady and come back to you.
Exactly.
You have to keep the wheel
You
turning.
have to make the money work for you.
You have to make the money work for you. Yes.
Oh
you
gosh,
have to
this
make
is
the
like
money
tip
work
number
for you.
121. Make the money work for you.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Okay.
important. It's important. It's very
Wow,
important.
wow. So
Very
instead of
important.
working just hard, we must work smart. Okay. Comparing your businesses from back then to now, what has been the main thing that allowed you to expand your business? How you went from small time to big time success?
But I think meeting the customer needs was one of the main thing that caused us to continue to grow. I try my best at all times to be honest with my customers. If I have to take the loss, I prefer to take the loss than to give them the liability, of Karim services. If we say we're going to come, we're going to come. If we're going to try to come on time, we make sure we make a call before. My staff is very, very efficient. They make me look good. I always say that. They make me look good. So it's not, the business doesn't grow because of Karim only. It's also the staff that backs me up and the clients who are loyal because they could find reason to stop. They could find reason to stop, come to our place. They could stop us from doing what we are doing for them. But because of the need and the commitment they have to our business, we are so grateful to have that because we have that, we could continue to go and try to give them a better product.
Okay, so that means that is lovely. That's lovely. Okay, what is your favorite book? And
Well, I love the Bible, and a lot of people use the Bible for negative and positive. I use the Bible for positive.
okay,
I look for a lot of positive story, and one of my favorite stories is Job. I like this struggle that Job go through because I can relate to that.
okay.
I can relate to all the ills and all the bad talking down to his wife. You know what I mean? Down to his wife would
Yes.
discourage him.
Uh-huh.
And yet he still decided, look, this is what I want. I'm not going to change my mind. My mind is made up. I am
Okay.
going to stick to this no matter what come my way.
Wow.
And I use that a lot when I'm depressed, when I'm stressed. I go back to the story and I reread it because it shows us how fragile all of this is.
That's
No matter how much money you have, no matter how strong you are, it doesn't matter. What matters is your connection to the Father.
That's true. And that's a good point you just made because some people think that, having a business or having a small business, a large business or wherever, that's like making it. There's no stress, there's no frustration, you have made it all, so now you're living supreme. But now you just pointed out that there is still stress, there is still frustration that comes
Still is.
with
Still
having
is.
your dream.
Yes, still is. Still is.
Wow.
If I must plug in this, a lot of people, because when I was younger in my business, I used to hear business people or anybody, a lot of people go with this slang, say that when you're self-employed or when you're entrepreneur, you can choose your hours. You can go vacation when you want. You could stay home when you want. You could go lunch when you want. I always hear that. But I could tell anybody who is listening this, it's not true.
Wow.
It is not true. It is
So
far,
anybody who is
far
taking this
from the
path
truth.
for that reason, no,
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 it's not.
no.
It's not.
So
You
what
work-
is the truth?
You work harder, But what the benefits are is so much greater than
Okay.
working for somebody else.
Okay.
You know, you can't choose your holidays because sometimes holidays come, but there's no money. Sometimes money there, there's no holidays. But there's a lot of benefit because you're working hard for yourself. You're self-satisfying yourself. So whatever the hours that you put in, you're putting for yourself. So if you want to work 24 hours a day, you're doing it for you, for building your happiness, your
It's like
joy,
personal
your
fulfillment.
personal fulfillment. That's what it
Alright.
is. That's what it is.
Okay.
But go away with the wrong concept that, and I went to a meeting one time, a round table, and I was shocked that in 2015 they're still saying it. That, oh, entrepreneur was, you could choose your time, you could choose.
Yes, people
I,
say
I would
it's
like
still
I would like to find the person who tell me that it could happen because I'm still trying to find it. I want a day off and you can't take a day off because it's always something happening in between.
there is no way of limiting it from getting to the extreme, you know, like
Well,
type of
growth
frustration.
causes more level of that. Smaller you stay, less stress, less frustration, less time have to put in. But more you grow, I found, maybe other business people will disagree. More bigger your business grow is more energy, more you have to put in, more you have to put in.
Wow.
And it's challenging in our parts. I don't know about the rest of the world. In St. Kitts and a whole, the workers do not keep up with you. So yes, you have the passion, yes, you have the drive, but then the workers is more, okay, I come into work and that's it.
Because maybe at the same time, the problem could be that they don't share the vision that you have.
Don't share the vision.
They understand they have to come to work, but they don't share the same vision or the same drive or the
Yes.
same motivation
Yes,
that they have.
yes, yes.
Okay, wow. So that means, I wonder if it's possible to like go out and do a survey and make sure they choose the right persons who have share the same vision, the same motivation, the same drive. That
But you see, I think the problem is that most people grow up not knowing about entrepreneur.
That's
We
true.
were taught, me personally was taught when I was going to school to be a teacher, a policeman,
Let me clap for that
a
one.
construction worker. It's just those
This
confined
society
jobs.
teaching us to be employees.
Exactly.
Not employers.
So we got to move our children into motivate them to be self-employed.
Exactly.
That's the only way out.
That's a
There's
whole
nothing.
different mindset
Yeah, that's a
altogether.
whole, and that's what I said. That's difficult to change. It's
Yes.
a very difficult. But we have to start with our children small, and we start to motivate their mind because it's a mindset. We came up with this mindset because our parents didn't have the mindset of being entrepreneurs.
Exactly.
They feel as though they have to go work for somebody, work 5 days a week, get a salary, and go home. That's the mindset that they were taught. So they pass it on to us. But now we know better. I think it's our duty to pass it on to our children that they cannot go in the same trench. I'm not saying everybody going to be entrepreneur. Everybody would not be entrepreneur, but everybody have something to contribute to the earth.
That's true.
God put us here for a reason, and I believe that what I am contributing, you can't contribute. What you are contributing, so you just
Everybody's original. You know?
everybody's
There's only
original.
one
There's
of
none
us.
like me again. That's it. It's done.
There's
so
only
when
one Karim, there's
that's
only one
right.
Joe.
That's right. So when we start and schools, if schools will start that trend, it'll be better.
Exactly.
School is not doing enough to create minds because when you look at the school leavers, them they both off on the high level ones,
Yes, that's true.
and 90% is on the back burner that you
That's
didn't hear about.
That's true.
And these are people who just go into the meaner jobs. They go to the hotel, do the normal jobs, they do the normal stuff.
But while you say that, I don't know if this is a statistic or it's just something that I found out, but it seems like in all my research that it's the people that doesn't have much of a degree and the master's degree and the PhD. Nobody's saying that that's not a good thing to do.
Yes.
That's good enough.
Yes.
Education is always good.
Yes.
But that does not mean that even if you don't have it, that you have to stay where you are and take just maybe a $300. There is talent within you.
And some of the greatest minds come from people who do not have degrees.
Exactly.
If you look at the whole world of the great minds people, they
Yes.
didn't even go to school. They didn't have the opportunity to go to college and school.
That's
But they
true.
had a dream and they're passionate about the dream and they plug it into the world and now the world is a better place.
What will be your encouragement for someone who thinks that they cannot start?
My encouragement, if you can't start the business, if you think you can't start the business, don't start.
What? That
Don't
is
start.
not an encouragement.
No, don't start.
Okay. He said don't start.
If you feel like you can't start a business, don't start. Because fear itself kills it already.
That's true.
Fear itself kills it already.
That's like the number one killer.
The number one killer. You have to see my passion when I started this business is a gut feeling. I still have it. It has not leave me. If I'm speaking to somebody about the business transaction and my gut feeling doesn't tell me to do it,
Exactly.
but my mind telling me to do it, the sense of the book telling me to do it, everything look legit.
Yeah.
But
your
my
say
gut
no,
feeling is not saying.
you walk away.
So I still run my business that way. Would you believe that?
I understand.
Although I have the knowledge, I still run my business that
I
way.
understand.
I still wait for that gut feeling to say, yes, this is something I could do. When I started ordering these sculptures, I was told about many things. And I started researching it, I started to tweet it, and I felt passionate. I felt that this is what I like. All the negatives is what I feel that could work to add to my business. And when I spoke to somebody about it, somebody who I respect and expect the best in advice, and he said to me, yeah, it's a good idea, but he don't think it's fitting now. And I said, okay, no problem. It's his opinion, of course. That's what he thinks. But because I have the gut feeling, I'm doing it. And I went out and I did it, and lo and behold, it worked. It's still working. But if you do not have that passion, if you do not believe in yourself that you can do it, don't do it.
So, suppose
Because
you
you're
have
gonna fail.
the passion, but you just it's just the fear of going out there and putting yourself out there. You have the passion,
Okay.
but you just have the fear that's keeping you back.
Fear kills dreams.
That's true.
Fear
It
kills passion
does.
too.
It does.
One preacher said, the richest place in the earth is not the Middle East. It's not Iraq and Iran. We have
It's
oil
the
and
cemetery.
diamonds. It's the cemetery. Because
I
there's
know
where
that.
the dreams
Yes.
never came to
Yes.
nothing. And that fear, and if everybody have the fear, but it's what you do with that fear.
And that's the difference. 98% do nothing.
Nothing. The second.
They just
The second.
leave it
The
alone.
second. So if you could get over that hurdle, because you see, I think the problem with the fear is that you think you don't want people to laugh after you. You don't want people to see you fail.
That's
But so what?
It's
So what?
failure.
So
It's
what?
just like it's not. What I usually say is that failure is not really failure. So when people fail once, or it went wrong once.
Went wrong, right,
All of a sudden
right.
they stop because they think that they fail. But when you stop, that is when you fail. If you just decide to not do anything at all, that is when you fail. But if you choose at that time and say, okay, I made a mistake. Okay,
I did it this way.
I need to lean back for maybe a week or two, think about what I did wrong,
Yes,
maybe get a
yes.
little advice from here, read a little book from here, do something a little different, right? And then try again. Now, I believe somewhere I was reading and it had one individual that said that they tried over 20-something times to publish a book. And it's on the 27th try is when they got the book published.
Yes.
So if after the first person
They
said
stopped.
no
They
and
never
they
get it.
stopped, they would have never gotten it, right? And I heard another individual said that they tried about 100 and something time, I can't remember how much, to get something done. And it's after 100 and something tries is when they got it done. And it is after one try
Yes.
that we tend to
Yes.
stop.
Yes. Yes.
And we don't
yes.
understand that there is
Yes.
more.
Yes.
There is more trying in the
So
future,
more,
you know,
so more,
because
so
we're gonna
more,
have
so-
some more
You see,
stuff
you
that
see
we have to
we
go
have to
through.
get over that mindset because of pride. We believe that our friends are gonna look down on us. People gonna talk about us. But so what if people talk about
Exactly.
us? So what? You know, it's your growth, it's your development. So what? It shouldn't be matter to you what they think. What
Exactly.
matters is what you
You
think.
think that's true.
And you know because you have the passion. And failure, as I said, teaches us how to do it right.
Yeah.
And if you change from that, because Walt Disney, if you look at all the successful people, you know, these people fail. In fact, I was reading an article, I put up an article when I was traveling one time, and a lawyer went to the bar 52 times. 52 times this guy take the bar and he failed. And the
Wow.
52nd time, he passed.
Wow.
But bit about it, the certificate doesn't matter how long he takes.
No, it
He's still a lawyer, just like all the other lawyer.
Oh, it's true.
He stands in the position like every other.
That's
Although he
true.
took 52 times to pass,
That's
it doesn't
true.
certificate doesn't mark on that.
Exactly.
So he's now a proud lawyer, but he didn't give up. And we got to feel it. I have my gut feeling. Somebody might just say they have a vision. Some people will say God speak to them. Everybody have different ways how to know what this is. This is
Yeah.
I can't do nothing else but this.
Yes.
This is what I have to add to the. And if you could find what
Your
you
passion is.
what you could add to this universe to make it better,
Yeah.
and you love it, and get somebody to pay you for loving it. Can you imagine that?
Exactly, it's true. It's true.
Get somebody to pay you for loving it. That's
for
all.
loving what you love to do.
Exactly.
Loving
Exactly.
what you love to do.
Yeah.
My final question is, what will be your best advice to someone who just started a business and is looking for help or motivation?
I don't know if it's my best advice, but I could try. Is you have to stick to it. It's gonna be difficult. I don't think anybody could put their finger on a business and say, "Oh, this is an easy business." Or the whole world will be in that business. I'm sure. There's no business that is easy. There's no business that is an easy walk through a map out. Say, do this, and you're gonna be successful. But in spite of everything that happened, you have to know that this is what I want to do. This is where my passion lies. I can't do nothing else but this. You have to have that feeling. And once you have grasped that feeling, you just have to fight it until the end. Because I could say at the end of it, you're gonna be rewarded. It must be rewarding. But you have to have that energy and the passion to go with it. Because if you don't have the energy and the passion, then you're gonna fail easily.
And then at the same time, you'll be doing something that you don't love, and it's like the drive and everything is not even gonna be pushing you forward anymore.
Yeah,
You're just gonna be stuck in it because you'll be like, I'm not really enjoying this. I won't be putting in 20 more years of this, so why can't you?
And I could even add to say, surround yourself with positive people, positive thoughts. Read material that's gonna give you that feeling, that inner feeling, and not material that's gonna give you a hype. I'm not speaking about those type of material. I'm not speaking about speaking to your mother, or speaking to your father, or speaking to your sister, speaking to those circles. Speak to people who have the passion that you have, because everybody who has gone through your path have left a trail.
That's true.
So if you're into cooking, you could find, the internet is available now, you could find ways of finding other people who have started the journey and find what did they do? What did they do and how did they come successful today? And then you could follow their path, but also leaving your own trail.
That's true.
And once you
have to do it a little different.
because you have exactly, because that's what makes you stand out among from the rest. And that's why I said earlier that everyone have something to add. Maybe you could be in the same chef, and we could cook totally differently.
Of course.
We use the same season, the same meat kind,
Yes,
everything. And
that's true.
I taste it; it's different too.
That's true.
So you have to believe in yourself and know that you have something to add. And to do that, you have to first motivate yourself. I can't come after that. You have to motivate yourself that you can do this. And if you believe in it, people can believe in you. You have to be careful who you associate, who you tell your ideas, and who will be able to motivate you. People have to be honest with you, and only you will know who will be honest with you. Only you will know. I can't know for you. I can't tell you to your mother, your brother, your good friend. I can't tell that. You must know who will be honest and say, no, don't do it. It's wrong. And this is the reason why I'm saying it's wrong. Because people come to me for advice, and when I look at them, I see they don't have passion. They have the money idea, because they want to make money, they want to stimulate more money, but they don't have the passion, so they're going to fail.
That's true. So most people want to go into business because they want to make money.
That's number one.
They don't have the passion to back up whatever business they want to go into. It just makes no sense.
Let's reverse it. If you have the passion, money going to come.
Exactly.
So the money part is not even the important part.
Exactly.
It's important to the fact that you have to check out what is beneficial. Because you're not going to sell plants if plants is not going to be beneficial to you. So that's secondary. You have to have a passion for it and see how you can make money in it. So if I have a passion of selling braids, I have to research all the black people and how much braids they buy a week.
Yes.
And if they buy a lot of braids, I say, okay, this is a good business to get into. But I have the passion for braids, and I know they buy a lot of braids. So once you have the passion for something, you have to do your homework. You have to research, you have to make sure that this is a money-making
But even if you have a passion for something, let's say you have a passion for something and you look out in the market and you realize that it's all there already, it's abundant. But you have to understand that there is a twist that you can put on it.
What you can
to
add,
make it,
what your flavor, what flavor you can put to it,
to make it different.
To make it
It
different.
does not have
The
to
same
be
product,
just the
but it
same.
sells different.
Exactly. Yes, it smells different.
Yes,
This one,
yes,
something about
yes.
it shines a little bit
Yes,
more. I
yes,
don't know,
yes.
but it's just different.
Different,
and
yeah.
all they're gonna say is it's just Joe. It's just Joe. I don't
Exactly,
know. I don't know.
exactly,
It's
exactly.
just Joe.
And you see, it's a creative mind. You have to be creative whatever you go into, because you don't want anybody to just copy it. Because of course, if you come into a business of a new idea, people are gonna find ways of copying it. So you have to be creative and keep ahead of them. You can't say, okay, I built a nice business, I could stop now. I don't have to do nothing else. I could just sell my items and that's it. It's not gonna last. You have to be creative, continue to build it, continue to be creative on it so that it could be molded into something that they have to keep. Those who come behind have to play catch up all the time.
Of course.
They have to play catch up. And when by the time they play catch up, you don't move on to something else. So you have to do that. You have to do that. Otherwise,
so I'm getting Karim's advice, y'all. Okay. All right. So Mr. Karim, I'm thanking you very much for taking your time out. I am sure that you have other things to do other than line with me right now. Right?
It's good.
You
All
took
good.
your time out to share with us about being positively different and what it takes and all the different business advice and the great stuff. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Right? Have a nice day and see you around.
Wonderful. Take care.
Right.
Good
Bye,
luck.
y'all.